Okay, this video is going to cover how to use the book to create new partnerships with real estate agents, and this is going to show the logical flow from first slide to last, and its outcome is to establish a new relationship, get some buy-in on a couple of the tools, and get them to agree to some accountability and running on a business plan if possible. So the first thing is you want to assess what their business is like currently. And there are 8 areas that we're covering. These are the 8 areas. Lead generation is a process they go through to generate leads. So a lead generation would be, do they have landing pages? Do they use direct mail? Are they using scripting language to create leads? Are they doing Craigslist? What are the things they're doing to generate leads? And if they're not doing anything, well, obviously that's an F. If they are doing really well and they feel like it's not something they're interested in getting more help with, then they'd put themselves as an A, but typically they'll do from a B to a D. So from a B to a D. Okay. Database marketing. That's going to be, what do they do with the lead once they have one? Database marketing is going to be the systems and processes they have in place for dripping and staying in touch and keeping someone moving forward with their database. And this would not be people that are in their sphere or past clients. This would be the marketing that goes on to take a lead and turn them into a client. Staying in touch is just that, staying in touch. Do they have a system, newsletters, a process that they can take someone through to help them to stay in touch? Usually automated, but it could include prompts for phone calls and prompts for mailing pieces out, but a touch system that is in place to ensure that they are staying in touch with their database, typically past clients. Follow-up system is what happens when someone becomes a lead. They're in your database. If you're following up with them, how do you follow up with them? What is it that you're doing to make sure that they never fall through the cracks? Prospecting. Prospecting is, what are you doing to get new leads? Are you phone calling, cold calling, door knocking? The process is the things that you're doing, expired calls, FSBO calls, things like that, to generate new opportunities. Presentation skills is when you're sitting down in front of a buyer or a seller, do you have a listing presentation, scripting? Are there things that you could use help with to have a better presentation and higher conversions? Closing skills is going to have to do with how do you get them to agree to make you the agent that they choose for selling their home or buying a new one? What is the things that you're doing that are helping you to convert an appointment into a new client? And social media would be, how do you use social media? Are you using Facebook, LinkedIn, Pinterest, and other types of social media to get business? Their full name and email is just so that you know who this is. It's more for you than for them. Then the phone, your number one success. This is, what is something that you have done or seen done or heard about getting done or went through a webinar and saw get done that has success written all over it that you want to have running in your business? What is a very successful strategy with a strong outcome that you either would like to do, have done in the past, or would like to reverse engineer? Maybe you saw it through a webinar or through some piece of marketing material you received from someone else. You're thinking, this would be really cool, I just don't know how to implement it, how to execute it. 12-month goal would be, how many units do you want to sell in the next year? They may not want to tell you income, but if they do, that could go there, either income or units or both. Biggest challenges is, why is this not happening? What is it that you are not doing, or that you are doing, or that needs to be done that would enable you to have the success that you want in the coming year? Once this report's done, it's going to give you an idea of where they feel in these areas and what they think about what they are currently doing. Now you begin your presentation. Okay, thank you for filling out this report. This gives me a good idea of what it is you want to try and accomplish, what you want to do. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through our presentation and let you understand what we can do to help you in these areas. Did you know that 84% of the clients that were interviewed by the National Association of Realtors said they would use their agent again to buy or sell? And they said that they were very likely or extremely likely to use their agent again, which is 84% of the people. So they were happy with their original process that their agent took them through, and they are agreeing that they would want to do this again. The fact is 9% actually did. There's good news and bad news here. 9% means that 91% of the people out there, on average, are willing to start a new relationship with you. It also means that 79 or 75% of the people that you have done business with are going to go with another realtor, unless you're staying in touch. Staying in touch is going to be the obvious choice for anyone who wants to have a long-term successful business. This statistic has to do with front-of-mind awareness. So these are people who were asked, buyers and sellers, when they were thinking about buying or selling their home, how many agents they could think of that could help them to help them sell their home or to buy a home. Interesting fact is 76% of the sellers said they could only think of one person. 59% of buyers said they could only think of one person to help them. Overall, 86.5% said, I can only think of one or two people that could possibly help me to buy or sell my home. The good news about that is that there's only one other person out there that you're actually competing with. It doesn't matter if there's 50 agents in your office and there's 4 offices within, stone's throw of the neighborhood that you're marketing to. The fact is they can only think of one in 3/4 of the cases, and two in 92% of the cases if they're a seller. And that means that if you're staying in front of them meaningfully, you are going to be the person they think of first. Now, if you don't answer the phone, this 76% goes to the 16%, the next person they can think of. And a lot of times when you're not picking up your phone, this person's getting business, and then they move into this position as they get more signs in the ground and more listings out there. So critical is getting that phone answered, that first ring, or making sure it's followed up on very quickly. Now, the first thing that we want to do is help you to establish a really good connection with your current base so that those 84% who said they loved you and would go with you again don't turn into the 91% who go with someone else. So the first thing we do is a audit of your business. We'll go through all of your past clients and we'll pull up all the data that's recorded for that client. And it's going to be based on the property address, but we're going to pull up all the information, find out their most recent loan that's on the books when it was recorded. We're going to identify the assessed value and as close as we can, a valuation for the property using a formula that we use for determining that. And we're going to divide the balance that we have determined that they still owe on the property based on how long they've had the loan and what the interest rate was, will give us an LTV. The loan to value, the lowest loan to value, longest time in property are going to be the people who are most likely to have some sort of need for a real estate agent. So by sorting this, we're going to come up with a very likely group of people that need especially strong attention put on them to make sure that they don't end up going to some other person when the time comes to sell their home, or if you have clients that or people that you have in your database that you're doing an audit of your sphere of influence, there may be buyers in there that you didn't realize they didn't own a home, and that they'll be perfect candidates for using your services sometime in the future. So you want to bring up a buyer-related series of marketing pieces to drive them to you when it comes time to buy. So once we've performed the audit, we're going to create a letter, and we're going to merge the letter with, it's going to be a reconnect letter, and it'll be merged with the data we pulled from the report. And we have a 5-step strategy for creating 2 new transactions within 7 days. Now, these aren't going to be, two new transactions that are closing in within 7 days. It means 2 new people who are moving forward with something within the next 7 days because of your 5-step strategy for going after your sphere and your past clients. And it builds a foundation for a fantastic and robust referral network. So what happens is we create a letter, and it's an apology letter. It says, I'm so sorry that I have not been in better touch with you. It's something I've been falling short on, but I want you to know that I really appreciated your letting me be a part of the purchase or selling of your home, and I would like to become your realtor for life. And along that line, I put together some valuable information regarding your property, which is on page 2. And I'm going to give you a call in a couple of days, and we'll go over it together, and I'll get any of your questions that need answering based on this report. Also, I have, through this research, found there are certain people who maybe there's nothing they can do in terms of selling their home, but they don't want to sell their home, and they're going to want some help with figuring out, are there better financing options for the property, in which case I would like to introduce you to, and the person's name that they're introducing to, here's their phone number and a way to begin a relationship with you as the loan officer. That letter goes out, the calls start getting made, and it's a 5-step strategy. Once that's started and you've made those phone calls and you've established that they're qualified, they do want to move forward with you as their potential realtor of choice, they will refer business to you if they run into somebody. They've met the 5-step criteria that determines they're worthy of being on your database. Now they're going to get a newsletter. And this newsletter is a 6-page full-color newsletter. It can be full-color first page and then black and white on the rest of the pages. Doesn't matter. Bottom line is they'll have a stay-in-touch newsletter system for being in touch with their base that will allow, there's 6 pages in it, but they could pull 1 page out, introduce one of their new referral partners each month, and show off any listings that they have currently on the market. And that can be a 4-page newsletter with a page for newsletter and a show off of a new partner. There's a lead capture form on the last page to try and generate some interest either in a free report or taking advantage of one of the seminars that you're putting on or anything else that you might be trying to do. This is going to create a meaningful connection, and it'll continue to keep somebody in the loop with you, along with phone calls that you'll have for your follow-up system to make sure that you're touching them a minimum of 17 times per year. The next thing is generating leads. So we have a Craigslist marketing system where we will provide calls to action that they can insert into their Craigslist ads and some special coding they can put into their titles that goes right in here, and it creates these little stars, or it can create boxes or arrows or different things to draw attention to their Craigslist posting. And then inside their posting, there'll be special calls to action with a way for them to be able to drive people to a website to gather more information that may not have been interested in the property, but they may be very interested in special financing like the MCC program or other 12 different landing page ideas that we have that we can share with them. That we provide them with the code, they insert it into their Craigslist marketing, and then it gives them additional hooks in the water in case the property's not right, maybe the financing will. Another thing we do is we do video marketing. What video marketing does, what Google looks at when their algorithm is searching for relevant information, they like videos and they like pictures a little more than they like just content. So what we do is create videos that have descriptions, and you can see the description right in here. These descriptions are keyword sensitized to the marketing that the real estate agent's doing, And inside the video, there's calls to action. There's a texting number. There's an IVR number for the extension for the property if they're on our buyer acquire system. There's a call to action that we can use to drive them to a website to get lead capture information. And this is running on the framework of the video. And so the video inside is changing every 7 to 10 seconds, but this stays all the time that you're running it. And then description of this particular video, we will give them 10 different descriptions. They give us one description. We'll give them 10 different descriptions that we spin through spinning software that changes the synonyms, changes the sentence structure. So they have 10 unique descriptions of each video, each one with its own keywords to drive traffic through Google to their website. So this is great for optimization. The next thing we do is we help them to build a farm. And we use Rebo Gateway. And with Rebo Gateway, we go in and we establish where they want to have their farm. We take pins and we put it around the area that they're going to be farming in. We look at the data about that property, that area, what properties are in it, what's the turnover, how many units are there, and then we give them an assignment to take this back and find out, are there any particular realtor who is dominating in that area, who's got more than a few sales coming from the region you're trying to go into. There's no need to spend a lot of money trying to develop a farm where there's someone else already getting some traction, because it's going to be expensive to try and take them out of the picture. Although with how poorly they follow up, it may not be a big deal. Anyways, it's just a lot of the people who are starting out in this farming, they don't have a lot of money to spend. This is the best and easiest way to do it. So we'll go in and we'll build a farm, and the farm will tell them things like, have they had a notice of default? Has there been a bankruptcy? Has there been a divorce? Has there been a tax lien? Is there any kind of recorded information that pops up? It's going to come up in a report, and we're going to forward that to them to let them know, here's someone who just had a divorce filed. Go in, introduce yourself, and tell them you're the expert for the area. And by doing so, you are going to be in a very timely way, giving them access to an expert who could help them with their real estate needs without letting them know that you know they are going through a divorce. So it just gives them a way to identify hot opportunities within their market, and that's done on a daily basis as they come up. So we also have something called the Neighborhood Domination Program, where we take 1,000 homes in a farm area. We custom build a landing page with keyword-specific URL. We spin different videos, and these videos are going to be with various keyword terms, then they're called long tail keywords. So, for instance, real estate is a short tail keyword. That means that if you put real estate in, you could get anything from how to buy and sell real estate to real estate in Connecticut to real estate law. I mean, it's everything. If you put in there, though, I want Mill Creek 4-bedroom homes for sale, or Mill Creek 4-bedroom homes for sale, Huckleberry Lane, that's going to be a long tail keyword. And with that keyword term, if we have created a search that is putting the keyword term in that is specific to that particular, like the Mill Creek homes for sale, then when someone puts that into their search engine and a video comes up, they are very likely to be on the very front page of Google with their video for that search term. Then we also create a door hanger, and the door hanger, let's just say it's Huckleberry in Mill Creek. It would say, your Huckleberry home values have gone up. What's your home worth? Go to myhuckleberryhomevalue.com, and we will provide to you 3 of the most recent sales, a suggested sales price for your home, and current market trends, and data information on your neighborhood. Don't trust Zillow or other automated valuation websites for their inaccurate values. Get a to date, accurate information, and then it sends them to get my, huckleberryhomevalues.com or whatever particular neighborhood we're focusing on. Then we send them to a landing page. This is all done anonymously, so they put it on every home within their target market, and it'll send them to a landing page. And on that landing page, along with on the door hanger itself, are 3 iconic pictures. These 3 iconic pictures are going to be the same on both. And when they go to this particular landing page, they're going to see the same pictures that are on their door hanger. They're going to see that they're hyperlocal. They're pictures that they recognize and they know from their own neighborhood. And there will be some information about the area that their particular home is in, some trending information and other stuff, and then down below will say, to get more, so it'll be like a tickler, to get more, fill out this information and we will create a special report for you. When that comes in, it goes to the realtor in the form of an opportunity to do a CMA and go and meet somebody in their target neighborhood and show them that they're the expert for the neighborhood. On top of that, this is also going to include a strategy that includes a Facebook page, using blogging through ActiveRain, Craigslist ads, video. All of these are going to be designed to drive people to either the website or to the neighborhood, information that's in their website, the landing page. It's all designed to link together and get them more and more and more attention. And then as they go and door knock that neighborhood, they're going to meet the people. They're going to drive them to the Facebook page, tell them to like it so they can get updated information as it comes up. Any new trending data, which will come out once a month, they'll put it on the Facebook page. Any new stuff that comes up, maybe there's a garage sale coming up, or maybe there's some special neighborhood watch thing that's come out, is all going to put in the Facebook page, and those who have liked it will get updated status reports. So it becomes a kind of a place for people in that neighborhood to go, with you being the manager, Mr. Real Estate Agent. The next thing is, once you have a listing, we want to help you market that listing. And interesting thing about signage is 21% of buyers will drive by or view a home they found on the internet first. And 10% of buyers found their home from a yard sign. And people are 300% more likely to call a recorded message when talking to an agent. So that's where our signs are designed to do that. And if we don't have a price on the sign, we don't have a price on the flyer, it's not inside the recorded message, then when they go to the sign here and they put in their 800 number and the IVR number for that property, or they QR code it or they text it, they're not going to get a pricing on the IVR. The interactive voice response will not give them a price. If you've checked the box that says don't give a price, the text will. QR code will take them to whatever we tell the QR code to send them to. It could be the property, could be a virtual tour, it could be contact information for the agent, whatever it is. It could be that it starts their phone hooking up to make a phone call. We decide what that's going to be. When they text, we're going to capture their phone number. When they call the IVR, we're going to capture their phone number. And if we text them within the first 60 seconds after we've received notification that they've either gone to the IVR system or texted, then we're going to start a conversation with them while they're probably still right in front of the property, which is going to open doors for you that will enable you to get them either into that house or into similar ones like it and start a conversation. This typically will, if you have a sign in the ground, you're door knocking, you're doing just listed, just solds, and you're really marketing in your neighborhood and being the expert, this will help to drive one new opportunity every property that is marketed using this system. So if you have a neighborhood, for instance, if we go back to the original statistic, if you've got a neighborhood that has 1,000 homes in it, you got a 10% turnover, 76% of the people that, if you're showing up meaningfully, are going to only know that it was you that they can talk to because you keep showing up in their neighborhood. 66% will only talk to you. They only talk to one agent before they make their decision in 2/3 of the cases. And in 84% of the time, they only talk to 2 agents. So if you're showing up and you're there, you're going to get it. But most importantly is that 91% are willing to start a new relationship. So if you've got 1,000 homes, 100 of them are going to sell based on 10% turnover. 91 of those are going to go with a new agent, even though they already had an agent that they were happy with, according to 84% of the people interviewed. So that means that if you're building this neighborhood domination system, and you're getting in front of those people in a meaningful way, and you're putting these signs in the ground, you're going to pick up, if you're getting only a 15% penetration on those 100 homes at 91% willing to start a new relationship, you've got at least one new transaction that can be created monthly, or about 12 a year. And then with this system, you're easily going to be able to pick up a half dozen more opportunities off of the listings that you've posted if you've marketed properly to that neighborhood, and for that particular property you've put good pictures on the internet, you've made it very attractive to people who are shopping the internet first to find that property. You're going to pick up an extra deal from every property you're marketing. So easily this system, this neighborhood domination system, can be the equivalent of getting, with a good neighborhood of at least 10% turnover and a 15% penetration goal, you're looking at 12 to 18 transactions that will come out of your farming effort in the next 12 months. So then the important thing is, once you get leads off of that system, is following up. 391% increased likelihood of conversion in the first minute. So if you look at this number right here, this is first minute, this is second minute, this is third minute, this is 30 minutes later, this is an hour, and this is 5 hours. First minute is more than twice as likely to have a conversion than the second minute. So if you text them as soon as you get your a response to something that has indicated someone has filled out a form or visited a site, you are going to get a 391% more likelihood of having something convert on that call. So timing is everything in following up on these leads, and we follow up with you. And we're very persistent. What we know is that after the 6th call, you are not going to get any really increased likelihood of someone converting. So our system is designed to take you through to the 6th call, and if after 6th call we don't have anything, it comes out of the system as a lead. It just goes into a drip system. We use different people that have different marketing strategies, and they're from all over the country, and they all are very different. And each one of them, we have marketing materials, and we've got subscriptions to their services. So we have hybrid a lot of their ideas into various strategies that you have just seen me lay out for you. The neighborhood domination, the video marketing, Craigslist are all part of some of the things that these guys are doing. And we have probably $2,000 worth of subscriptions that we're paying for monthly, so we have a vast array, vast and deep marketing systems available to us, materials, visuals, things that we can use from scripting and methodologies to marketing materials to technology to drive new business to our real estate partners. We also do training classes where we will sit down and show you how to use Craigslist, how to use Facebook, how to use our neighborhood domination system, how to make phone calls to get referrals, to drive new referral partners, and building a referral network that gives you an exit strategy from out of your real estate business to where you can actually retire and get paid not to sell real estate anymore, because you've created such a dialed-in system working with the different systems and strategies that we've put together that you can walk away and get paid on the business even after you've left the real estate business. We also are, as a company, this is where you as a mortgage person are going to tell them everything about you. So this is hitting on a lot of the highlights, although I don't have in here right now the Seller's Edge program, but hey, there's enough to talk about that you can bring that up, and this is where you're selling yourself. And then you're going to tell them about how we're a top 100 company. We're voted one of the 50 best places in America, number 4 on that list, to work for a mortgage company. We're in 17 states and growing, etc. Now we want to get into a little unique selling proposition that makes us different from all the other American Pacific mortgage offices, which is that we can offer My Equity Blueprint software that turns the borrower into basically their own bank. So we show them how they can pay off their home in 8 to 12 years, and then take that money that they would have been paying towards their mortgage, start investing it and using it in ways that's going to create an exit strategy for their life, where they can retire, have an excellent income, have homes that have already been paid for and are feeding them from the rental money or through some interesting insurance products that we can refer them to, but the software tells them how to do everything. We take them through a 20-step process to identify where there is available margin in their life without changing their lifestyle, making it a very powerful system for those who are diligent and hardworking people who want a way to pay off their homes quickly. And it lowers the interest rate on their home many times to under 2% because they've paid so little interest on their home. So it's a very powerful strategy and only available through American Pacific in Mount Lake Terrace. Additionally, we have a core strategy where you build core 7 referral partner network. And the idea here is to have a mortgage planner, which is you, an estate planning attorney, an accountant, insurance agent, financial advisor, real estate attorney. This is the realtor in the middle. So you're explaining to the real estate agent how they can build a network, surround themselves with top-notch professionals, and feed their business through this network of people that they refer their business to. So when they get a new buyer or seller, they're asking them questions about, do you have someone that helps you with estate planning, or are you using a tax accountant? Do you have a good insurance agent? Who helps you with your financial advisory? Even landscaping, painters, pressure washers, roofers, all of those people can also be an important part of this particular network. By building this and going through our 5-step strategy for calling your sphere and your past clients, you're going to find new referral partners to add to this, and you're going to find, even more importantly, lots of people who are going to say, yeah, I could use a landscaper, or I could use someone who could help me with my estate planning, or I don't like my insurance agent, or I'd be willing to review my insurance, or I've never used an accountant and I think I would like to learn how to save on my taxes, or I need help with my financial advisory, any of those things. As you refer business, you get business back. So the idea is to lead with referrals, and as you go through your database and you're using the 5-step strategy, you're going to find buckets of referrals for each of these professions, and then you're going to lead with those as you build these new relationships, and that's going to drive new business to you, and it's all based on the idea that you're bringing stuff to the table for these different disciplines, these different professionals, under the understanding that as I do that, I want access to everything that you have as your trusted real estate partner. I will be your real estate person of choice. And as this gets dialed in, each of these has, you meet with them monthly, and you have your own referral group that you've well vetted referral partners that you're speaking with, and you develop them so that they are comfortable with how they refer business, and you dial it in so that when you leave your business, the new person is going to take over. You put them in this seat, you teach them how to do it, you introduce them to all your partners, they get understanding of how to do this, they start referring business to these guys, you step out. As soon as you step out, you now become basically into your retirement stage. You're getting paid on all the business that's coming out of this network for however you establish your exit strategy to work. And it only works because you got all this dialed in, you built the system, you've got the scripting and the processes built in so that a person who steps into this position will be able to start making money immediately, and everything will be working, and they won't have to go out and reinvent the wheel. And that's why you get paid when you leave your business. So a lot of this, it's like taking a drink off of a fire hose. There's so much to consider, and the biggest problem is not a lack of ideas. I'm sure that most of this you've already seen or heard about. It's not like we're bringing in something brand new that no one's ever heard of. But more importantly is you need a way to execute. How do you get this executed? So we build a business plan for you. And what we do is we build a 220-page, 91-day strategy that will break down every activity that you need to do as a successful agent into a daily amount. And that daily amount is small enough that you can, in little bite-sized pieces, tackle any goal that you set for yourself. And by tackling that goal, you will be able to keep your business moving on a steady pace and not have the hiccups and the ups and downs that typically happen in the real estate business. And then we hold you accountable through an accountability process that helps you to stay focused and to get breakthrough in your business as you have struggles in various areas, and you will, and you're likely to have it happen. We will brainstorm with you and mastermind ways to get you through to the next level, tackling each one as they come up instead of trying to take this whole thing on all at once. It's done on a weekly basis, and we're committed to seeing you have success. And here's what we know. We know when a person says that's a good idea, they have a 10% chance that things will change. But when a person commits out loud that they're going to do it, the chances go up to 25%. If they say when, and that's why we do it in 91-day chunks, we want to have a very close-up perspective that is going to keep you driven for 91 days, and it's based on an annual business planning strategy. But it has got a time frame, 91 days, and we tweak it every 91 days to make it better. You've got a 40% chance of change. When a person plans how to do it, 50% chance of change. But when the person who commits to someone else, that's when it goes up to 60%. And if they'll do a specific time in the future, and they'll do it on a weekly basis, their chances of change go up to 95%. So the key here is we've got it when, it's written down, it's committed to out loud, and it's committed to a weekly process of accountability. Your chances that you're going to have the success that you want, if you believe in your plan and you trust that it can happen for you, almost 100% assurance that it will happen. But it really depends on you and on your willingness to be accountable. And here's what we know. By creating a deep dive into your business, we're going to get an awareness of your business that's going to allow us to create an understanding of what you need to do that is put together as an action plan on paper. And that is put on a 91-day strategy, and at the end of 91 days, we're going to refine it. So all through the 91 days, we're going to be looking at what's working, what's not working. At the end of 91 days, we're going to say, okay, this worked, this didn't. Let's take that out. Let's put this in. And our goal is to identify all the things that you are doing that are getting in the way of your growing, and the things that you're doing that are growing you, and refine your business plan until we can find automation. So if we can find ways to get a virtual assistant, an assistant who works for you personally, or technology to take over certain activities, you'll do less and less but get more and more productivity. One of the things that Todd Duncan said in his book about managing your time is that 17% of a real estate agent's time is actually spent selling. And of that 17%, about 20% of that time is getting about 80% of your results. So 20% of 17 is 3.5%. So about 3.5% of a real estate agent's time is getting them probably close to 80% of the actual results they get in their business. So our goal through this awareness, understanding, action, and refinement, eventually pulling everything off their plate that they don't need to do through automation, is to identify what the 3.5% 80% or 80% of the results that are coming from the 3.5% effort, move that to 10%, thus tripling the amount of business coming in on half the time that they were getting out of their current effort at 17% of their time selling. So if they spend 17% of their time and we do it in 10% of their time, but it's only focused on the 3.5 that's getting them the highest and best results, they're going to triple amount of their business on half the time, and their life will be simpler and easier because of the automation. So that's what we do, and our goal is to help every business, every real estate agent who wants the help to be able to take advantage of our systems. And the key is having a business plan they're accountable to really get the results that they want and that we would like them to have working with us. So that's what we do. If this makes sense or something you'd like to do or take advantage of, then we need to schedule time to build your farm and establish your business plan so that we can start running on this platform. That's it. That's how this works. Have any questions? Feel free to ask me. I know it's a lot of information, but if you hone it down and present all of this, you will find that probably 80% of the people you talk to, if they've been qualified before coming in to meet with you, are going to get to this part of the presentation and say, I would like to get the business plan done, and I'd like to be accountable, and I'd like to start growing my business using your systems. Very powerful, very effective.